Are we on? No? Okay. All right, we are on. So let's welcome back everyone. It's 2025. It's how you look at it. Anyway, I don't like to speak too much. But yeah, on this one, I just want to extend a thanks to all our people who came through, not in just words, but they put their money where their mouth is. Because access ukhuluma njalo, but you're not doing anything. But be that as it may, I've come across some very interesting lessons as we were doing this program. So as I was going around, knocking on doors and making purchases, trying to get a deal there and there so that we can maximize our collective contribution. I came across some very sad things. And I guess the worst part of it is how our people behave. Our are strange creatures. They see that you are trying to do something for the less fortunate, and their first impulse is to try and scam you for themselves. Umuntu wazi kahle ukuthi they are not struggling financially. They don't have challenges. They can purchase iy'cathulo zabantu ababo, no problem. But ufuna ukuthatha lezi ezikuwena because, well, they assume it's free. But in actual fact, there's nothing free here. It's all money. We put our monies together, hard-earned money, for the sake of the less fortunate. But that's just one. But it's a very unfortunate conduct. And it goes back to the thing that Dr. Clyde Henderson would say, black people don't have problems as they think they do. The problem you have is that they are completely, what's the word? Irresponsible. We behave irresponsibly. And it borderlines childishness. That's the core of our issue. And it shows itself wherever you go. We don't have really to sugarcoat it. Black people are just simply childish. At the end of the day, can't take care of ourselves, can't take care of our children. And then when someone is trying to help us, we want to exploit them instead of helping them. And then bese kuba khona laba who simply just do not want to give to the less fortunate. You come to, one of them is my friend. You come to him like, hey, bro, I am doing such and such a program. It's at 50. Awuzame phela. And this person is a highly earning engineer and working for the government. He doesn't have a problem. But he would gladly spend thousands on bottles of whiskey in a heartbeat. And you know what he says to me? He says, he sent him the photograph and he's like, just making them even richer. And I'm like, well, it's not like black people produce anything. We're not manufacturing. So I can't bitch about that, excuse my language. What I want is for the less fortunate to have access to shoes as well. Because you go into the villages there, you come across children. Abahamba ngamateka ahlephukile. It's not even a joke. Our people seemingly have not figured out indlela zokuyinakekela even at that level. We can't take care of our kids, can't take care of ourselves. that was the last thing we spoke about in that conversation. Didn't see anything from him. Needless to say that some others were very excited about the program. Bafaka ama-1,000, ngathenga ama-pairs, nga-3, nga-4, which is good. You know. So bless them, and I hope Hustle Yabo goes to a point where they are most happy about. So you have very apathetic black people who don't feel that they owe the community anything. When in actual fact, in reality, we all owe our community. And this is the sheer reason why our community comes in to get itself together. We despise it even more than people who don't like us. And we show it in our actions, we show it in our inactions. And I think it's not let's get into the business of taking care of the family. Ukuthenga icathulo for ingane zesikole is not a big deal. You know, I take great pleasure and you know, fulfillment from doing it, but it's not the biggest thing you can do for the community. You can't really grandstand about it. You can't think that you have done the most that you could do, and it's not going to be the thing that's going to elevate the community out of poverty. It will play a part, definitely, a very small part, but it is 15 million times better than not doing anything. Black people would rather go drink their money. They spend 7 billion over 3 weeks in December and January consuming alcohol that they've already peed out, and then a child will wear one pair of shoes for the rest of the year. Talk about longevity in terms of value proposition. It incenses me, to be honest, because it puts me in a very precarious place that I do not like, where you have to approach the other races who don't like us. They don't like us. They don't like us at all. I'm a Buna's fool, definitely. You know, I went to Spa because you saw Spa. They're running a thing, a promotion. Let me show you. So they're running a promotion with Bata, where they're saying, you spend $350 with us, we will give you a pair for $70. It's not a problem. So I'll go to them and say, guys, there's a Gafuzan. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great quality as far as I can tell, but you know, it's not bad for $70. So I go to them and say, guys, listen, I'm doing this program. By the way, one of my friends bought this yesterday. And she was like, I'm in the look for this is vanilla. Good for her. So I go to Spa and I speak to a lady there and say, hey, can you try and find out for me if I can get these shoes for $70 a pair? And I want 100 pairs because this is the program I'm doing. Blah, 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 blah. And she was like, sure, let me find out from my HQ because I can't really make that decision from this shop. The best thing that I can do for you is that you spend 350 100 times to obtain those 100 shoes on my own. Okay, but make a call, see if they can't give me 100 pairs, and I can buy them at the price. In fact, I could even double that and make it 200 pairs if they can allow, because from what I have in my pocket. So she says, okay, give me your numbers. I gave her my details and I left. 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, I go back to her. I'm like, okay, did you manage to get a hold of your HQ regarding the shooting? She made some stories and you could tell, no, she never bothered, really. Which culminated to a point where she's like, no, please take this number to the HQ and then call the sponsorship department. To this day, they still haven't responded to us. USPA. To this day, they haven't responded to us. And it's not that SPAR can't give us 100 pairs of shoes. It's not the fact that they can't. I just saw a post from a guy that I know also he has, I think about 100 of these, if I'm not, no, 50 something of these. So he did go to a SPAR and they gave him. Now I'm gonna call him and find out what was the discussion. But then again, I feel like we shouldn't be in a position where we have to really go begging other people outside of our race. What makes it worse is that the person in charge of that sponsorship department is a black lady, and she never came back to us. So consequently, I had to go to Bata, the shoe manufacturer. I went to the factory shop there, and I was able to get something reasonable. So it's not bad. I mean, judging by how far we've come, we are at 76 now. So, well, good for us. I think we did well. But yeah, they don't like us. They don't like us. I went into another shop and I spoke to an Indian Muslim guy there, and he's like, oh, well, I can only do you this much of the price. I can't match Bata, blah, blah, blah. But call me later, because, I would love to also participate in this thing. And the language is, from his point of view, it's about gaining favor or piggybacking on the blessings that come with giving. So my act of giving, if he also gets involved in there, he will share in the thing. And then that reminded me very instantly, oh, by the way, when you are dealing with Muslims, especially the Indian ones, or the Arabs, their frame of mind is that they would rather do philanthropy for other Muslims. And personally, I'm not about that. I want to go and give the poor. If the needy are needy, it doesn't matter whether they're Muslim, Christian, or what. So, and if they can't do that, they have in their belief system that they are doing. If you are not doing for the Muslims, then it's less worthy, because K-word. They refer to non-Muslims with the K-word, especially black people in particular. And it hit me, and I'm like, oh, but no, what am I doing here? These people don't like us. They don't. So you find yourself in a position where you have to interact with these people who dislike our community to try and get help for our community, because our own community would rather spend money on booze and come out and try and exploit someone who's trying to do something positive. Just outright irresponsible and dastardly. So it's just one of the things that I've been experiencing, just being constantly reminded, you are trying to intervene for a people that has this kind of thing, in there. And I really would rather not participate if I have to go and, beg someone outside of our race for a contribution, knowing very well that contribution comes from a place where they despise us and for what we stand for. So that's been the experience. Now we are going to go out and put the shoes on these babies, and the tactic there again, because black people think they're always going to be exploiting others, the tactic there is to ambush. So I have a couple of schools that I have targeted, and I'm going to ambush them during school hours, because you are not going to go into a school and say, these are the shoes I'm donating for children, and give them to a school principal. Those shoes, 90% of them are going to go to their friends. I know how teachers move. Know very well how teachers move. Later, my tough is la, they're going to take those tough and give them to your friends and their children. The needy kids here in the school are not going to get those shoes, because there's also a thing that with black people say, but we are very good at looking down on another. It's a thing. I've never been looked down upon by someone outside of our race. Just our people. Only my people have ever looked down on me anyway. And that's a fact. But again, it's about time that we want to do something for them. But I just wanted to come out and say thank you to all our donors, our group members. You guys have been extremely beautiful in the past couple of months. I know we started early last year to gather these funds. So congratulations to us. We did very well. I will follow up with some of the footage as we go out and hand these shoes to the children that actually need them. And those people who are going to come along with me that drive, I want to thank you in advance for taking your time and your resources to make that possible. Those who can't, tough. Next time, we think we'll just have to plan properly around that. It's a thing. We need to allow each other the space and try and teach each other the acts of giving. You need to give. It's not a request. We have to give. If we are part of the community and we love our community, we need to do this. And then we'll do more. If you can't do the small thing, don't expect to come out and do big things. Because that's the other thing. We spend too much time daydreaming about doing big things when small things is slow. So yeah, we have this shoe drive I think on Lock here. This is going to be our third year now doing this. I think we have very much clear on how to do this small thing, and then I think next year we're gonna move on to bigger, programs and projects. Hopefully, kuzobalula to try and solicit some funds, because we do want funding for some of the projects. It would have been nice if we could get funding from people who look like us, but knowing our people, it's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen at all. But it's not going to happen. If they cannot buy me tea, then they cannot do anything for the community. It's not possible. Definitely not possible. It's how I measure it. It comes down. How you treat your kings reflects on how you are going to treat each other. It's just how it is. This is why you are in this position that you are, being conquered and oppressed by other people, because you sought your kings, you murdered your kings for them, and they now lord over you. And it's very much permanent until you pay for that crime. There's no escape from that crime. So how you treat your kings is now reflecting on how you are living your lives from the position that you are in. We are under the foot of other people, and you continue to be until you learn that amakhosi enu need to go back to the rightful place. Because it's not like Utanas. That's the most incredible thing. Black people know exactly what happened. They know exactly what happened. They are very clear on what happened, and they continued to let it happen, and they continued to endorse it, and they are participating. On the people, they know exactly who they don't belong. But okay, that's a story for another time. So we will see each other. I think after the drive, back to school drive. I think we will see each other after that and give you a bit of a report on how that went down, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. Certain return back pillar, the pillar engine. Don't be afraid. I'm not. Because some of you were thinking, no, I'm still alive. I'm still here. We are still going to be with each other for a very long time.